4 million cameras in it alone surveilling the people. They're putting satellite tracker boxes in the cars to tax you and track you and control your speed by the mile. We talked about this 10 years ago, and they denied they were doing it. They're now proposing it here. And they're already trying to push the same thing. In fact, I've seen scores of stories where people photograph bridges, buildings, their kids' baseball game. Police come up, arrest them, say it's an act of terrorism. Architecture students are told to go out and take pictures of bridges in San Francisco. They get arrested. Amtrak puts out a national ad, promising thousands of dollars of prizes to take photos of Amtrak trains. People get arrested on the trains, off the trains, at the train stations. Mothers, 14-year-olds. It's all over the news with Amtrak alone. Just, you've got your digital camera out taking a picture of an Amtrak train. Well, yeah, it's part of the national, it's a huge, I think it was I forget the article. It was a month or so ago, the last one I saw. I think it was like some $50,000 prize. Guys, pull that up. Amtrak photography. Hey, guys, if you pull up Amtrak photography contest, arrest. Just search that term. Amtrak photography arrest. It was some huge amount of money, so people are all over trying to win the prize, and they get arrested. Of course, the photo ops are okay when it's the Air Force One flying through the middle of lower Manhattan with F-16s 50 yards from buildings. Look, I'm already digressing. The point is that when they passed the law in Parliament, they said, don't worry, this is only for real terrorists. And now the videos are pouring in of you'll have a family out videotaping, and there'll be a U.S. embassy or a government building or just police at a park. It doesn't matter where you are, or a family trying to videotape Big Ben. And by the way, this happened to me before they even had the law. They walk over and say, what are you doing videotaping Big Ben? I'm like, is that a joke? They don't let you take cameras up on the Eye, the London Eye, the big Ferris wheel, because it could be an act of terrorism and you could be trying to get terror photos. I mean, this is a joke. They don't want us videotaping them. See, they want to put cameras in school bathrooms and in rest areas in Michigan and Texas, and they want to thumb scan you to buy and sell, and they want to have satellite tracker boxes in your cars and license plate reading scanners everywhere, and they want you to go through the airport and take your shoes off and be searched and photographed and videotaped and have your body scanned biometrically with a naked 360 image of it and put in a computer database. And they want to take your DNA at checkpoints all over the nation now, forcibly taking blood and saying that we can put GPS trackers on your cars without warrants. I mean, it's all happening. But they want to charge you with terrorism if you're, say, on the Oakland subway and you're in another train and you see them slam a black guy's face down on the ground and put him in handcuffs and then execute him. And the cops say that all the train subway cameras malfunction, and then it's actually on video as they confiscate people's cameras that were taping it, but they didn't confiscate the camera in the train on the other side of the platform that then pulled away. And then it turns out the cop gets indicted and they get in trouble. They don't want you videotaping what they're doing, and they are making it a crime. And I saw this incredible video minutes before I went on air of these armed U.S. Embassy thugs running over to a British citizen. And British cops come over and say, you'll be charged with terrorism. Give me your camera. And this happened at the G20. People videotaping cops dressed up like anarchists attacking cops and knocking out windows. They would come up and say, you can't videotape. It's an act of terrorism. And they ran up and confiscated cameras of people that saw them beat a newspaper delivery man. He just delivered newspapers. They run over to the middle-aged guy. He says, hey, I've done nothing. I'm delivering papers. And they say, you know what? We're going to beat you to death. And they beat him. The cops are laughing. They beat him in the head. Blood's pouring out. He goes over, collapses, and dies. And they have one of their little, government coroners say the guy died of a heart attack. The family went and got another autopsy, and they killed him. And then the witnesses came forward. How their videos were taken. They beat that guy to death. And of course, all their cameras malfunctioned. That was just like when they killed, a guy the other day and shot another one here in their car. All the squad car cameras malfunctioned. Oh, I actually found it. Amtrak police arrest photographer participating in Amtrak photo contest. And that was in the Associated Press. Oh, you got to love it. Here's another one. This is Amtrak photo contest arrested by Amtrak police. You gotta love it, man. No, and of course, there's not even a law on that. They just still arrest you. And I've had New York City cops. I was about 100 yards. Well, you've seen this in martial law, Rise of the Police State. That 3-hour film I made in 2005. You know, we're there at the Pier 57 where they got thousands of people without charges being held in a 1930s bus terminal built out over the harbor with barbed wire inside. And I'm 100 yards away. I mean, I'm 50 yards away from barricades. And the cop runs over and starts screaming at me and telling me he's going to arrest me. I'm not allowed to videotape in America. Look, press, you don't come to a FEMA camp and you don't videotape. You understand? You're scum. It's like in Greece. They have now arrested a whole bunch of reporters. The videos are pouring in. And the police, when they take you to the police station, say, oh, well, you weren't arrested, we just detained you. No, you're arrested. And every time you go back out there, they falsely arrest you. And they play the mind trick of going, oh, you've just been detained. We just put you in handcuffs and in a police car and take you for 3 hours and interrogate you. But you weren't arrested. No, you were arrested, you just weren't charged. But see, they've committed a crime. Under every nation we're discussing, England, Greece, I've looked at their laws. Under EU Charter, they supposedly have these rights, except when you read the EU Charter says it follows the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights passed by every major signatory to the UN Charter. And it states in Article 29 and 30, you have no rights. It gives you all these rights and then says you have no rights. Because that which is given can be taken away. I'm not given my rights by government. I innately have them and declare them. Not your slave. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. Now, huge show today. We've got a whole bunch of guests coming on. Paul Watson till the bottom of this hour here in a moment with Bilderberg Group updates from PrisonPlanet.com. Jim Tucker coming up in 45 minutes. Charlie Skelton, London Guardian reporter. And we also have a congressional aide, Mark Morano, coming on to talk about how global warming is completely fake and give us an update on how they're trying to pass the global warming taxes, the carbon taxes, through Congress. And then Bob Chapman at 2 o'clock today for his Friday visit with us, the international forecaster. So that is coming up. There's so much Bilderberg news. I'm going to cover that now until Tucker joins us. And then coming up later, armed police at U.S. Embassy London. Literally, it's got to be 150 yards away from the embassy. Run over to somebody with a video camera who's not even videotaping. It looks like the embassy. And this has happened to me. I just can't get over the tyranny. Folks, this is communist China or Soviet Russia. This is everything we supposedly fought against. And the CIA and the FBI and the MI6 and the British, all these governments. You are rogue and criminal. And you're destroying your own family's futures going along with this. Shame on you, working for a bunch of foreign banks. You're here to oppress us to make sure they can get away with all the money. We're all being looted right now, including you. What is it? I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of Austin cops when I'm 100 yards away from them doing something. This happened many times, coming over and saying, turn your camera off or I'll arrest you. And I've got to say, no, I'm not going to. Or Austin cops coming up to me and saying, you know, you're not allowed to protest here on the street corner. I'm going to arrest you. Well, they have riot cops down the street getting ready. They're going to, and I say, you know what? Go ahead and arrest me. And then the media shows up and the cops lie and say they didn't threaten to arrest us. And then the Austin police chief comes in here and says, oh, he'll crack heads if I show him that video. And you know what? I don't even really want to even show him the video because I don't even want to get those dumb cops in trouble. Don't you understand that, jackasses? I'm not your enemy. I want you to stop stomping all over the Constitution and Bill of Rights that our forefathers bled and died for, you idiots. The minute they take the First and Second Amendment and the Ninth and the 10th and the 4th and the 5th, tyranny takes over and we're all slaves. Do you understand? There's a thin line of liberty that's protecting us, and the minute it's gone, they're going to take everything we've got. The pension funds, the health care, the freedom, the Second Amendment, everything. I had a state senator on yesterday naming cases where adoption agencies put in orders for blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, and then they give kickbacks and under-the-table money for the CPS to go